Nagkakaroon ng aksidente sa kalsada dahil sa mga sumusunod. Hindi pagsusuot ng seatbelt, pagmamaneho ng puyat, hindi pagsunod sa speed limit, paggamit ng earphone at iba pang katulad na gadget, masyadong mabilis na pagpapatakbo ng sasakyan, paggamit ng cellphone o pagte-text habang nagmamaneho. Paalala kung paano makakaiwas sa aksidente sa kalsada mula sa Radyo Agila.
Bayad sa check-up o bayad sa doktor, wala. Zero balance kami lahat. Abot sa langit, ang akong magpasalamat.
Basta't kayo'y naka-admit sa basic accommodation ng DOH Hospital, wala na po kayong babayaran sa kwarto, professional fee ng doktor, gamot, laboratorio, at iba pang gastusin. Ang inyong paggaling ang kailangan nyo na lang isipin. Ang kaibahan ng no balance billing ay para sa pasyenteng indigent o mahihirap. Ang zero balance billing naman ay para sa lahat ng pasyente, mayaman man o mahirap. Kapag may admitting orders na, kukunin lang ang kanilang impormasyon sa admitting unit ng ospital at kailangang maitalaga sa basic accommodation. Isa po ang zero balance billing sa hakbang ni PBBM para maisakatuparan ang universal health care. Palalakasin pa po ng DOH ang zero balance billing dahil sa bagong Pilipinas, bawat buhay mahalaga.
Department of Health. Bawat buhay mahalaga.
Lumalaban sa uknos. Bangon, bangon, kwento ng buhay mo.
Ngiting Tagumpay. Kasama si Shane Castrillo. Tuwing linggo, alas 8 ng umaga. Dito lamang sa Radyo Agila, DZEC 1062.
Ayan! Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Ayan, ang tagal nating hindi nagkasama mga ka-NT, kaya naman sobrang happy ako ngayon dahil nandito na naman ako para naman magbigay ng mga inspirational stories and of course naman, para naman sa mga gusto ng positibong balita and mga storya ng iba't ibang individual na Pilipino ngayon dito sa ating bansa. Of course, nandito ang inyong lingkod, Mary Shane Castrillo. Nawa ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan sa gitna ng iba't ibang hamon natin sa buhay araw-araw. Araw tayo na linggo, May 31, 2026. At again, kasasabi ko nga lang po kanina, sumasa inyo pong muli ang Ngiting Tagumpay, mga kwento ng tagumpay mula sa iba't ibang larangan o aspeto ng buhay. Welcome na naman sa isang inspiring episode ng Ngiting Tagumpay. Sa lahat ng nakikinig at nanonood, sabayan niyo po ako habang kayo ay nag-aalmusal sa inyong bahay-bahay. Ayan, ay makarinig muna tayo ng mga positibong kwento ngayong linggo as we celebrate life, success, at syempre mga kwento ng tagumpay na bumubuo ng inspirasyon para sa ating lahat. Bago ang ating kwentuhan, syempre na-miss ko kayo, no? Ang dami-dami nating kwentong mga naipon. Narito muna po ang ilang pangunahing balita sa ating pagbabalik. Ilan muna pong paalala.
EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Agila.
Checkpoint 1062 sa presinto may takas, pero sa checkpoint walang alpas. Checkpoint 1062, mga balitang pumapagaspas. Sa checkpoint 1062, walang alpas. Tuwing linggo, alas 7 ng gabi. Dito lang sa Radyo Agila.
Alam ba ninyo na ayon sa pananaliksik, kahit ang short-term e-cigarette use ay maaaring maging daan para magkaroon ng cellular inflammation at kapag ganito ang nangyari, hindi malabong mauwi sa lung cancer at iba pang respiratory diseases. Kaya naman ang World Health Organization o WHO ay naglabas ng babala sa paggamit ng vape o ng e-cigarettes. Ayon sa WHO, Bagaman mababa ang toxic levels ng ilang brand ng vape, subalit ang battery-operated device na ginagamit para dito ay nagdudulot rin ng panganib sa kalusugan ng tao. Tandaan, hindi nakatutulong ang vape kung gusto mong umiwas sa paninigarilyo dahil sa taglay na nicotine ng kemikal na ginagamit dito. Ito ang dapat mong malaman.
Sapat na ba ang iyong kaalaman sa rabies? Kung hindi, makatutulong ang mga impormasyong ito. Sa sintomas, pagkakaroon ng lagnat, sakit ng ulo, pagkahilo, pagsusuka, pagkabalisa, hirap sa paglunok, sobrang paglalaway, hirap sa pagtulog, takot sa tubig at bahagyang paralysis. Subalit ayon sa DOH, hindi kaagad lumalabas ang sintomas ng rabies infection. Wala na rin lunas kapag lumabas na ang mga sintomas nito. Ano ngayon ang dapat gawin? Importante ang pangunang lunas. Payo ng DOH, dapat hugasan ang sugat gamit ang sabon at dumadaloy na tubig. Kung hindi alagang hayop ang nakakagat o nakakalmot, mahalagang maipahuli ito upang maobserbahan. Mabuting magpatingin sa manggagamot. Isang mahalagang paalaala mula sa Radyo Agila.
Ayan, nagbabalik po ulit ang inyong lingkod, Mary Shane Castillo, at narito po ang ating mga balita hanggang sa mga oras na ito. Inihayag ni Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na ilang senador umano sa majority bloc ang nakatanggap ng pananakot mula sa Malacanang. Sa kanyang Facebook livestream, sinabi ni Cayetano na pinipilit umano ng administrasyon ang kanyang kasamahan na lumipat sa minority para mabuo ang bagong liderato sa Senado. Binigyang diin din ni Cayetano ang kasalukuyang majority bloc ang unang tunay na first truly independent majority sa Senado dahil wala umanong pakikialam ang Malacanang sa pagpili ng Senate President at mga committee sa chairperson. Naninindigan sa Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano ang mga miyembro ng SB 11 o Solid Block 11 na binubuo ng mga miyembro ng Senate Minority Block, mga tiga-suporta at ilang ahensya ng government gaya ng National Bureau of Investigation ang totoong nanggugulo ng institusyon ng Senado. Sa kanyang Facebook Live araw ng Biyernes, pinabulaanan ni Cayetano na magulo ang Senate. Aniya, may ituturing pangaraw na ito ang unang beses na naging independent ang mga Senado mula sa pagtatalaga ng Senate President at mga komite ng hindi nakikialam ang palasyo mula noong 2022. Buwelta ni Cayetano, ang 11 miyembro daw na bumubuo ng SB 11 ang mga kakampi umano nila at ang NBI ang totoo raw na nanggugulo sa Senado. May ibinigay ring dahilan ng Senate President kung bakit. Samantala, wala pang pahayag ang mga miyembro ng Senate Minority sa pahayag ni Cayetano. Sa iba pang balita, sumadsad ang net satisfaction rating ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos sa halos lahat ng mahalagang lugar sa bansa nitong Marso. Bata ito sa resulta ng survey ng Social Weather Station of SWS. Hanggang nitong March 2026, ang net satisfaction rating ng ating Pangulo sa Visayas ay poor -15, Metro Manila is -31 at malala lalo sa Mindanao na nasa -40. Ang kanya lang positibong marka ay sa Balance Luzon na +2. Noong November 2025, bagsak sa lahat ng lugar ang net satisfaction kay PBBM. Bukod dito, kapwa sa rural at urban areas, ang net satisfaction ng Pangulo ay bumaba rin ng 18 points mula sa neutral positive na 9, sa rural areas naman ng mga lalawigan hanggang 6 points mula sa poor -14 at poor -20 sa urban areas. Sumadsad ang net satisfaction ni Pangulong Marcos kapwa sa mga kalalakihan at kababaihan as well. Mula sa -6 ay naging -15 na ito ngayon. At sa mga kalalakihan naman ay mula sa net zero ay naging -16 naman siya ngayon. Sa iba pang balita, may big-time rollback sa oil products ang sasalubong naman ngayong Hunyo. Sa estimate ng Department of Energy o DOE, batay sa 5 araw na trading ng Mina Platts sa Singapore, maaaring matanggalan na hanggang 8 or pesos ng presyo ng kada litro ng diesel. 4 pesos naman sa gasoline at 10 pesos sa kerosene o gas. Gayunpaman, hindi pa ito ang final na galaw ng pump prices dahil ito pa lamang ang computed sa risk premium, freight cost at insurance. Nananatili naman ang DOE na nagdidikta sa presyohan ng petrolyo at hindi ang world market dahil nananatili pa rin ang state of emergency ang Pilipinas. Sinabi ni Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na inatasan na si Senator Rodante Marcoleta sa Hunyo 1 na mag-issue ng notice para ipagpatuloy ang pagdinig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee sa flood control scandal. Pangungunahan ni Senator Rodante Marcoleta ang binuong Blue Ribbon Subcommittee na nakatutok partikular na sa mga maanomalyang flood control project. Ani ni Cayetano, ang investigasyon sa flood control ay isa sa 3 pangunahing issue na tututukan ng Senado. Kasama ang mga issue na may kaugnayan sa krisis sa ekonomiya at impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Sa kanyang Facebook Live kahapon, sinabi rin ni Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na sa Thursday or June 4 muling magkakaroon ng pagdinig sa Senado ukol sa flood control scam. Tiniyak naman ni Cayetano na magiging impartial ang isasagawang investigasyon. Matatandaan noong April, sinuspinde ni dating Blue Ribbon Committee Chairperson Panfilo Lacson ang mga pagdinig sa flood control scandal hanggang makakuha ng 9 na pirma mula sa committee members para sponsoran at ipresent ang partial report ng controversy sa flood control. Sa iba pang balita, balik na sa 5 araw na work week arrangement ang mga tanggapan sa ilalim ng Department of Labor and Employment. Ito ay matapos pirmahan ni Labor Secretary Francis Tolentino ang memorandum na nagbabalik sa standard work week na effective na ngayong darating na June 1, Monday. Matatagpo ang nagpatupad ng 4-day work week at alternative work arrangement ang kagawaran alinsunod sa direktiba ng Office of the President para naman makatipid sa energy sa gitna ng nararanasang krisis dahil sa tensyon sa Middle East. Dahil dito naitala naman ng DOLE ang pagbaba sa konsumo ng kuryente sa mga nakalipas na buwan at nakatipid na din sa langis. Samantala, tiniyak ng kagawaran na magpapatuloy sila sa pagtitipid kahit ibinalik na ang normal na working arrangements. Sa iba pang balita, isasagawa na sa June 1 hanggang 11 ang Oplan Balik Eskwela ng Department of Education. Ayon sa DepEd, ito ay bahagi ng paghahanda ng pamahalaan sa maayos na pagbubukas ng pasukan ngayong darating na June 8. Makakatuwang ng DepEd ang iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno para tiyaking maayos ang school opening. At bukod sa pagsasaayos sa mga nasirang gamit sa mga silid-aralan, gagawa nila ng mas simple ang pag-e-enroll ng mga mag-aaral ngayong taong 2026. Tutugon din sila sa mga hinaing ng publiko patungkol sa paaralan sa bansa at iba pa. At yan po ang ating mga balita hanggang sa mga oras na ito. Mamaya naman po, of course, as usual sa ating Ngiting episode, ang Ngiting Tagumpay episode, lagi tayong may nakakasamang guest para naman nga po magbigay ng inspirasyon sa ating pang araw-araw na pangkabuhayan, Hindi lang dahil sa mga marami na tayong naririnig na mga negative impacts and news naman. So, dapat lamang magkaroon naman tayo ng isang magandang kwento, inspirasyon, of course, of people in all walks of life. Sa pagbabalik yan po ng mga Ngiting Tagumpay. See you in a bit, mga ka-NT.
EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Agila.
Bakit dapat napangalagaan ang ating mga mata? Alam po ba ninyo na nasa 2.2 bilyong katao sa mundo ang nakararanas ng near or distance vision impairment? At nasa 1 bilyon sana ang napigilan kung naagad o binigyang pansin. Ayon sa World Health Organization, ang pangunahing dahilan ng pagkabulag at panlalabo ng mata ay katarata at grado sa mata o refractive errors. At dahil sa vision impairment, isa itong problemang pang-ekonomiya kung saan ang annual global cost of productivity ay nasa $411 billion. Hindi dapat na ipagwalang bahala ang panlalabo ng mata o anumang discomfort sa inyong mga mata. Kumonsulta sa eye specialist o sa isang ophthalmologist. Isang paalala mula sa himpilang paborito ng bayan, Radyo Agila.
Na-stress ka ba? Baka makatulong kami sa inyo. Una, alamin ang pinagmumulan ng stress.
Matuto kang pahalagahan ang sarili. Makatutulong ang pagkakaroon ng sapat na tulog, healthy foods, at iba pang pangangailangan.
Maging positibo ang pananaw at huwag pilitin o abusuhin ang sarili. Matutong magsabi ng no kapag hindi mo na kaya ang iniaatang na trabaho.
Magsabi ka kapag kailangan mo ng tulong o suporta at ipahinga rin ang sarili. Take a break and relax din paminsan-minsan.
Magkaroon ng healthy lifestyle at higit sa lahat, prayers.
Paalala lang po mula sa Radyo Agila, dahil mahal namin kayo.
Serbisyong pangkabuhayan, napapanahong talakayan ukol sa dagdag kita para sa pangkabuhayan. Ihahatid sa atin ng tambalang Mona Dagsaan at Weng Maduma tuwing linggo alas 9 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga dito sa himpilang paborito ng bayan, Radyo Agila.
Handa ka na ba sa parating na bagyo, baha, lindol at iba pang uri ng sakuna? Huwag magpahuli. Alamin ang mangyayari. Maging alisto, maging alerto. Eagle Nightwatch. Subaybayan tuwing alas 10 hanggang alas 12 gabi-gabi. Kasama ang buong pwersa ng Radyo Agila Reporter, ang tunay na serbisyo publiko. Walang pahinga, walang pagod. Magbabantay, maglilingkod. Eagle Nightwatch.
Checkpoint 1062 sa presinto may takas, pero sa checkpoint walang alpas. Checkpoint 1062, mga balitang pumapagaspas. Sa checkpoint 1062 walang alpas. Tuwing linggo alas 7 ng gabi dito lang sa Radyo Agila.
Nagkakaroon ng aksidente sa kalsada dahil sa mga sumusunod. Hindi pagsusuot ng seatbelt, pagmamaneho ng puyat, hindi pagsunod sa speed limit, paggamit ng earphone at iba pang katulad na gadget, masyadong mabilis na pagpapatakbo ng sasakyan, paggamit ng cellphone o pagte-text habang nagmamaneho. Paalala kung paano makakaiwas sa aksidente sa kalsada mula sa Radyo Agila.
Ano ang kwento ng iyong buhay? Gisingin ang natutulog na puso at damdamin. Bigyang kulay ang buhay sa palatuntunan. Ito ang inyong Tita Meti. Linggo, alas 2 ng hapon sa Radyo Agila.
Ayan, nagbabalik po, of course, ang inyong lingkod, Mary Shane Castrillo, ang inyong host ng NT every Sunday, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga. Ayan, nagbibigay ng mga iba't ibang storya ng mga tao in all walks of life. Hindi lang po yan, of course, organizations, businessmen, entrepreneurs, at iba't ibang klase ng tao na dapat naman malagay natin sa spotlight. Kung dahil naman hindi naman sila nabibigyan ng pansin, di ba? Para naman makapag-share sila ng magandang inspirasyon kung paano sila nagsimula at narating nila ang tagumpay na kung ano man ang meron sila ngayon. Hindi na natin papahabain because nakakasama na natin ngayon ang CEO or founder ng Next Logic Philippines. Ayan, kasama na siya natin sa Zoom. Nasa Zoom na ba si Sir Mohammed Kanuni, Kuya Bob? Ayan, good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning.
Hello, ayan, good morning. Good morning. Ayan, marami tayong nanonood ngayon sa ating YouTube page at I'm very excited to welcome you here. Mohammed Kanuni is the founder and owner of Next Logic Philippines. Ayan, good morning sa'yo. Can you hear me well? Mom?
I can hear you, Shane.
Okay, thank you so much. For those who are watching, Mr. Kanuni, can you give us a brief description about what is Next Logic Philippines?
Yeah, so Next Logic is an ISP operating here in the Philippines. I started way back in 2010 when I moved to the Philippines, and we started working with small and medium-sized cable TV operators, converting them to ISPs. Because at that time, cable TV was only they didn't provide internet access yet. So we handled their technology, and they were the local hands on the ground. And pretty quickly, we noticed something that stuck with me: that not everybody could afford to get online. So that became almost an obsession for me. And because even then I could see how important the internet was going to be. To give you a sense of how far we have become this past few years, a lot of your listeners might remember the dial-up days where you had 28 KB internet speeds, where bandwidth was incredibly expensive. I remember even a time where 1 MB in Mindanao could cost as much as $600. Internet back then was really a luxury for the rich. Today, it's a basic right. And yet, even now, around 2/3 of the households in the country still don't have fixed internet access. The thing is, we generally can't live without it anymore. Everything is digital. Just a few years ago, people listened to radio over the airways and watched analog TV. Today, we're listening to this radio channel over the internet, and we can replay it back. It's streamed on Facebook, YouTube, digital platforms, and it stays there forever. So we saw it most clearly during COVID. Kids without a connection simply could not go to school. The internet has changed how we live, how we work, how we shop, how we get knowledge. And to me, that should be within reach of every child and every parent, no matter where they come from and what their background is. So as Next Logic, we focus on really connecting the households, the people that are still unconnected today.
Yun. So narinig po natin kay Mr. Kanuni the importance of what is the mission of Next Logic as well. Yung importance po ng internet connection not only for those who are living in in the communities where internet is within reach, but the most importantly in those communities na mahirap ma-access, magkaroon ng internet access. Like what Mr. Kanuni mentioned earlier, way back in the days, no? Kuya Bob, naalala nyo yung mga dial-up or yung may mga times na nahihirapan tayong mag-connect sa internet, right? And especially now because our world is we're living in a fast-paced world ngayon, no? Mga ka-NT. Napaka-importante ng merong internet connection. Hindi lang yan sa ating mga normal na mamamayan, especially sa mga kabataan na magagamit nila sa education, especially right now, everything is happening and within reach online. Tama ba, Mr. Kanuni? Diba? In today's digital world, why internet connection and why do you think it is very important for Filipinos to have a reliable and accessible internet connection?
Yeah. So think about it this way: when we are born, we start with zero knowledge. We don't know what's good. We don't know what's bad. We know nothing. What we become depends on what we get access to. So school matters, and the quality of that schooling either gives you an advantage in life or holds you back. I'll give you a personal example. When I was younger, if I wanted to know something my parents or friends didn't know, I'll have to go to a library in our town and start digging through books. Then the internet came, and suddenly I had the world's library in my pocket, my computer, on my phone. Searching for knowledge became fast, and with videos, I could teach myself almost anything. And now we are yet at another shift with AI. So you don't need to search anymore and dig through information nowadays. You just ask a question, and AI explains it to you. Every person is getting their own private tutor, and soon the same thing will happen with healthcare and so much more. Every single one of those leaps only works if you're connected. No connection, and you're locked out of all of it. And it's exactly with work. It used to be that your market was whoever was physically near you. If you made something, food, a product, a service, you could only sell it in your barangay, maybe your town. Your reach ended where your feet could take you. Today, a connected person can sell it to the whole country or even the world, right from their living room. Through social media, online stores, marketplaces. But the person without access is still stuck selling only to his barangay. He can't promote his product, can't reach a bigger market, can't compete. Same skill, same hard work, but a completely different ceiling. Purely because one is connected and the other is not. So I come back to your question. Why does it matter that more Filipinos have reliable, accessible internet? Because knowledge, livelihood, and entertainment increasingly live behind the connection. And if we let some people have it while others don't, we're not just creating a gap, we're building two separate societies inside one country. One racing ahead and the other one left behind. And that's exactly what I don't want for the Philippines. That's why this matters so much to me and our company, of course.
That's really nice to hear, Mr. Kanuni. Of course, like what you said earlier, one of your goals is to connect people regardless of their socioeconomic status. Of course, mga ka-NT, di ba? You know, in the province, there was a time na I think I was in Palawan, no? And I just wanted to share with the CEO of Next Logic. There's this called piso internet where you have to pay the sari-sari store for internet 1 pesos, and then I don't know, I forgot how much denomination ko, ilang magkano piso yun like 5, and then they connect you for a certain time, and then after nun, of course, you have to pay again kasi may certain limit yun right, Mr. Kanuni? This dial-up, you have to pay a certain amount. I forgot how much, if 5 pesos or I don't know, I can't remember, but I was in a province at that time, and this is, I remember, in Palawan. And I'm having troubles accessing the internet because the LTE also is not reliable at that time. So, as you mentioned earlier, like what I've said, your company, Next Logic, is actually focused on one of your goals, let me correct myself, is to connect people regardless of socio-economic status. For example, those living in the rural and urban areas, right? How do you how is it for you possible na to make it work on under-reserved or remote communities? Paano nyo po ginagawa itong posible lalo na sa under-reserved or yung mga remote areas?
Yeah, so for the last 10 years, we've worked very hard to get where we are today. And a huge part of that was through partnerships, companies, and owners of those companies who believed in the service and the know how we brought to the table. And that's what let us grow. And growing gave us something crucial, the purchasing power to buy bandwidth in bulk. Buying in bulk is exactly what let us push the price down for ordinary families. And that's the engine behind affordable access. And now with the Konektadong Pinoy Act, that gets even stronger because it allows even the smaller players to put up infrastructure in their barangays or in their communities. So before this, you basically needed the congressional franchise just to build or operate infrastructure. And that takes years and a lot of money to do. So this new law opens the door for us to reach areas we simply could not reach before. We don't look at the customers that already have access. We look at where the problem is. A household that's already connected, building a service for them just means competing with the ISP already there. Honestly, that's not enough of a challenge. And more importantly, it doesn't actually solve anything. So instead, we ask who's being left behind? What's the fundamental problem? And how do we genuinely solve it? We'll come up with maybe 100 ideas, run them past friends and partners, tweak them again, test them in a small area, and really listen to the feedback before we scale it. So if you're asking how we are bringing that connectivity, it's really uh, l- figuring out ways in lowering the cost of all the different aspects within those communities.
I see. We also noticed, Mr. Kanuni, that Next Logic also works closely with LGUs, right? Yung mga local government units natin through Community Connect. Napakaganda ng kanilang tagline, Next Logic Connect the Unconnected, which means really, yung mga walang internet connection, sa rural areas, lalo na sa mga probinsya, o yung hirap maka-access ng internet connection, mabigyan naman ng internet, connectivity, because like what I said earlier, mga ka-NT, being connected right now on the internet is very important, not only for, education, but just for news and information and other different things. People nowadays, konting may maramdaman lang tayo. Like may maramdaman tayo, we always search agad sa internet. News. Everything relies now on the internet basis, and lahat na nakakita natin ngayon is online na talaga, no? So can you share how technology and internet access can help improve local communities and public services, especially with your help, in coordination with the LGUs that you are doing right now? Can you give us some samples of the LGUs that you are working right now, Mr. Kanuni?
Yeah, this is actually my favorite topic to talk about because it's where you actually see the effect and not just the theory. So we started working with the LGU in Pulilan way back in 2020. That was right at the height of COVID. If
So
you
6 years
remember.
ago, no? 2020, that was 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, 6 years ago already
Oh,
when
okay.
COVID happened. Yeah. And we were fortunate that the mayor of the husband used to have a background with DOST. That's where I met them. So he knew the importance of technology, and that made all the difference for us. After years of learning, it was finally a chance for us to take everything what we knew and put that into real use, connecting low-income households. The first focus was simple: get the students and teachers online so learning could continue during the lockdown. So we built a fiber local area network across the whole municipality, which meant where we connected students and teachers and could have unlimited free online learning within the municipality. In phase one, which started in 2021, we connected 1,500 households with students and all the teachers within the municipality, which were about little over 500 teachers. And those connections brought roughly around 10,000 people online, and now could suddenly have unlimited online, free online learning within that municipality. Then part of that whole solution, we created back in 2019 our own modem router, which has a built-in set-top box, which runs on Android. So it's basically like a mobile phone in your internet router. In that device, we can connect to the TV, and now your TV becomes a full computer if we add a keyboard, mouse, and camera to it. And for some of those households, this was the first time that they had an actual computer in their homes. From there, we grew Pulilan with phase 2, where we installed and added another 5,000 households. We added 2,000 households in 2024. So we have a total of 9,000 households connected now, which is roughly around 80 to 90% of the low income households within the municipality, and servicing roughly around 50,000 people. Now, the nice thing of it is the connectivity is nice, but the stories that happened after the connectivity are much and much nicer. When we connected some of the households, we saw that within 6 months' time, small businesses or those indigent households, normally are small entrepreneurs, were able to double or triple their income by simply putting their products or services on Facebook Marketplace, on Lazada. We have people that started to have online jobs, earning over 25,000 pesos a month. But my favorite one is a tricycle driver who lost his income during the lockdown. So for him to survive, he started painting secondhand motorcycle parts and sells them online on Facebook. Then someone noticed the quality of his work and asked him to paint a car. And that tricycle driver now today is painting airplanes. He started doing that in Plaridel. And just 2 months ago, I just heard that he's now also painting airplanes in Manila. So imagine, in such a short period of time, from just a tricycle driver painting airplanes. It's an amazing story, right? And that's what internet showed us. It showed us that there is so much talent in the Philippines.
All right.
Talent is hidden. And internet gives access to people with talent to showcase their products.
Okay, ayan. So that's actually very right, mga ka-NT. You know, internet connection, showcases people with talents. It serves as a bridge, on gaps that, people that, hindi nila mapakita yung kanilang talento. And because of having connected to the internet, it serves as a tool to really reach their potential. Sa ating pagbabalik, okay, we're gonna go on a commercial break. Sandali lamang po. We will dive more on how NextLogic biggest challenges as well, and also how technology continues to evolve fast and how NextLogic continues to innovate for the future. Alright? Sa pagbabalik po yan ng Ngiting Tagumpay.
EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Agila.
Time check po natin ngayon, 8:41 ng umaga.
Your bill, sir.
What? 14,000 pesos for dinner?
1,400 only, sir.
Price check or eyes check for expert eye care, state-of-the-art facilities, affordable eyewear. Go to EO Executive Optical.
Your bill, sir.
Order pa more. Dessert?
EO, love your eyes.
EO Executive Optical. Love your eyes.
Ayan, na nagbabalik po ulit ang Ngiting Tagumpay kasama, of course, the CEO of NextLogic Philippines, Mon Kanuni. So as earlier we were talking about, internet is bridging gaps for those who need to showcase their talents, right? And before we went into a commercial break, I want to know, Mr. Kanuni, is there any challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges Next Logic have faced in building and expanding connectivity solutions in the Philippines, and paano nyo naman ito nalagpasan?
Wow, the biggest challenges. You know, I tell you something. In our office, when someone comes to me and says, "We have a problem," I'll stop them and say, "It's not a problem, it's a challenge." Because a problem feels like a wall. A challenge is something you face. You try to beat it once, twice, three times. And as long as you keep going, an opportunity eventually show up. So the hardest challenge we ever had was exactly the service that we are delivering. It's how do you bring internet access to low income households? And to be honest, I couldn't answer that question because where do you even begin? So for the longest time, we just kept building the things we could answer, and we wait for the rest to become clear. And here's the irony. Can you believe that it was actually COVID for us to finally showcase the model? The pandemic forced the moment where we could partner with an LGU and prove that connecting low-income households was possible.
I think
That's exactly what.
I think the reason why is that because everything was locked down, no? During the COVID times, we were not allowed to go out, correct, mga ka-auntie, Mr. Kanuni? So everyone is relying on their internet connection, right? So, when everybody is not going out, hindi tayo nakakalabas ng bahay, lahat tayo nasa cellphone lamang, watching news, information, trying to release the anxiety, trying to see what's happening. And some of these, Mr. Kanuni, are actually quite important because, of course, nung time na yun, no, we see a lot of devastating news because of the pandemic. And sometimes people go into their phones, and luckily if meron silang internet connection, they can only find ways to stimulate them and make them think positive things, right? And I think that's one of the reasons bakit during the pandemic time, it's when your concept, Next Logic concept, have boomed and really have partnered up with the LGUs. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So that shows you that one challenge for somebody else becomes an opportunity for another. I mean, it really gave us the opportunity to showcase what we have been working all those years for. But we never knew, hey, how are we going to start offering this? And that's what COVID essentially basically brought to us, because now there was a big opportunity as online education was really a problem within the country.
I see. So it's really something that's very important. Napansin ko here in the Philippines, mga ka-auntie, napakahirap talaga ng ating internet connection in some rural areas. No, right now, if I mean, of course, like sa ibang mga lugar, lalo na sa probinsya or yung mga malalayong barangay, hindi lahat merong access sa internet, or masasabi natin yes, meron tayong matatawag yung ating mga SIM card, and then we can connect through our 5G. Pero there are also some areas, lalo na sa mga barangay na medyo malalayo at nasa bundok na, they are still having problems accessing the internet kahit naka 5G. I remember vividly, I just want to share a story. I have one of my staff before, sa aking business, kailangan niya pa daw yung anak niya is to go to a certain part of, because nakatira sila sa kabukiran they live in a certain part of the mountains where you have to go sa talagang tuktok where you can have to reach, or I think, I'm not sure if she's not exaggerating, kailangan niya pa daw ng anak niyang umakyat sa puno to really get internet connection or signal para magkaroon ng access, dahil before the pandemic times, or there was a certain time na everybody, our students are going into an online classes, di ba? We were not allowed to do a face-to-face, right? So I think that's where we are really Next Logic is doing the right thing to really bridge gaps and to really make certain that these areas, especially the rural communities, no, in cooperation with the certain LGUs, is to have really the certain enough internet connection that is accessible, not only accessible, affordable, because yan yung pinaka-importante, and yung walang certain timeline na paputol-putol, because it's very important to have a stable internet connection. I think for me, it's not only the urban communities but also the rural communities especially deserves to have the right internet connection as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, no, Mr. Kanuni?
Correct.
Right. So, Mr. Kanuni, for aspiring entrepreneurs and young innovators watching us today here at Ngiting Tagumpay, what lessons can you share about building a technology-driven company with purpose and vision? Because Next Logic is not only about just being an internet service provider. It's really going into, bridging gaps for communities to have connectivity, and it's very important and really good for you to for Next Logic to think about this. So any wisdom to share to our aspiring entrepreneurs and innovators watching today?
Well, for me, it's always come down to one thing. It's passion for what I'm doing. And if you're going to build a technology company, I think there are really three ways in. So you can build something that helps people who don't have that specific knowledge or expertise themselves, or you can build something that makes things easier or faster, or you can go deeper and try to solve a real world problem. I think any of this is valid, but you have to genuinely care about it. And I'll be honest with you, because nobody tells young founders this part, is that you have to be as stress resistant as you possibly can. Things will not go the way you planned. There will be delays, there will be problems, and they don't come one at a time. They always come all at once. And not just once, but again and again. The doubt creeps in, and that's the real job. But here's what keeps you going. Every small win along the way makes all of it disappear and recharges your battery. And there's nothing more satisfying than building something and then watching real people actually use it. So my advice is this: put the product first, solve the real problem, build it, believe in it, talk about it, keep modifying and optimizing it, and just keep going. Because I promise, it doesn't come by itself. The stress comes first, and the rewards come later. But they do
Ayan.
come.
That's true. Very true. Of course, stress will, stress happens all the time. Problems will do come in from time to time, but the rewards that you will reap, especially if you are very persevering and really a patient with what you really want to achieve, I'm sure you will go and get your goal, right? Finally, at the interest of our time, Mr. Kanuni, what is the long-term vision of Next Logic for the Philippines? And what message would you like to leave for our viewers about innovation, connectivity, and creating a brighter future for all?
Well, as a business, our long-term goal is simply to say to connect the 70 million Filipinos who are still offline. But connectivity was never only about connecting computers, networks, and communities through technology. Our bigger vision is to help build a more connected society. When most people hear the word connectivity, they picture cables, internet, routers, devices. But real connectivity also starts with ourselves, in how we care for one another, how we share opportunities, and how we reach back for the people who've been left behind. Because when we bring digital access into every home, especially in underserved communities, we're not just giving people internet, we're giving them access to education, work, healthcare, information, and hope. We're giving all that talent hidden in the barangays a chance to finally be seen. But technology is not enough. A brighter future only happens if people, companies, government, and communities choose to work together. If each of us helps a little, share a little, and cares a little more, then we just don't build a connected digital Philippines. We build a more compassionate and more united one. And that's the future Next Logic want to help create. A Philippines where innovation is used not only for business, but to change lives.
There you go, the CEO of Next Logic Philippines, Mr. Kanuni. Thank you so much for an inspirational talk about how we should be connected, with our internet, and how it's very great to hear that you Next Logic Philippines mission is to connect the unconnected and focusing on more into the rural communities, because it's not only those who are here, everybody deserves to have a connection and the connectivity, not only for those news and all that, but especially for education and reaching more to those those Filipinos that are not capable of having access on our internet, and making the innovation and creativity and a brighter future for this for our Filipino communities. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Kanuni. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and good luck, more power to Next Logic Philippines. Any people you want to greet while we are on air?
Well, I guess everybody we know and everybody we don't know.
Okay.
Shane.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Kanuni, and have a great Sunday. Thank you. And see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ayan, mga kangiting tagumpay, napakagandang topic ang napag-usapan natin ngayon, at napakaswerte nating makasama ang CEO ng isang internet service provider na hindi lamang po nagbibigay ng internet connection sa mga urban places, but really focusing on working with our LGUs on bridging and giving internet service providers sa mga communities na mahirap talaga namang magkaroon ng internet connection, lalo nowadays ngayon, mga ka-NT, especially sa mga malalayong lugar, sa mga kabundukan, sa mga nakatira sa probinsya. Lahat ng mga nakikita natin ngayon ay nakatutok sa social media. Lahat ng ating napapakinggan nakarely sa internet. Kumbaga, ang mga tao ngayon, kung ating nakatutok sa ating mga cellphone, laging nagbabrowse, laging nakikinig ng mga balita, even news, tulad natin ngayon, mapapanood nyo kami sa ating YouTube channel, and hindi nyo kami mapapanood sa YouTube kung walang internet connection. So, napaka-importante nga naman, na magkaroon ng internet connection para naman na lahat ng ito ay ating mapag-alaman, ang informasyon natin ay lalong lumawak, at of course to be on brighter future and magkaroon ng sa ating fast-paced world ngayon, ang innovation is very important. So napakagaling ng ginagawa ng Next Logic, and of course to our other entrepreneurs there who are in the same industry, I hope you get an inspiration on this topic that we had right now. Of course, ayan, tomorrow po, very special, June 1, mangyayari po, magagawa. Tuloy yan, nagkabulol-bulol na naman ang inyong host. Mangyayari ang Best Choice Award 2026. Ayan, at mapapangaralan po ang Net25, Radyo Agila, kasama po ang ilan sa ating shows. Ayan, ano nga bang mga pangangaralan natin? Napakadami po. Tayo po ay kasama dyan, of course, ang Ngiting Tagumpay, pati na rin po ang 100%. Ayan, tomorrow po yan, at marami po tayo makakasama din ng mga napakagandang mga, of course, mga individuals into their different businesses na kasama din natin. Ayan, Radyo Agila, Saganang Mamamayan, 100%, ayan po, ay isa sa mga papangaralan. Of course, kasama rin po ang Ngiting Tagumpay. Nakakatawa, tomorrow po yan, Best Choice Awards 2026 mangyayari sa Dusitani Hotel in Makati. Ayan, so magkita-kita po tayo, panoorin nyo. Maraming salamat Mr. Chairman Wilfredo Lumke, alright, sa pagbibigay ng parangal na ito sa aming istasyon. Kami naman po ay nagpapasalamat dahil sa patuloy na appreciate ng aming maghahatid ng mga balita at iba't ibang impormasyon dito sa aming estasyon. Okay, yan na po ang kabuuan ng ating episode ngayong linggo. Maraming salamat po, of course, sa ating mga sumubaybay. Ayan, sa lahat na nanonood sa ating Facebook page and of course sa ating YouTube channel. Yan, si Kuya Randy bumati sa akin kanina. Panoorin niyo siya every Saturday. Sister Art Christian Roda na at lagi yang nanonood, of course. And say Mr. Nens Mapa, ayan. Pagkarinigan at magkita-kita po ulit tayo next Sunday. Dito lamang po yan sa Ngiting Tagumpay. Basta laging tandaan sa Ngiting Tagumpay kung saan bawat kwento ay inspirasyon at bawat ngiti ay may dulot ng tagumpay. Sa pangalan ng lahat ng ating nakaagapay sa production side, Kuya Ronald Neria JV Rogan, Kuya Bob sa ating technical side na nandito ngayon, at of course si Sir Jonas Pascual na wala at nagbabakasyon. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa patuloy na pagtulong sa akin. Magkita-kita po tayo mga ka-NT next Sunday po alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga. Dito po yan sa Radyo Agila Net 25, Niseg 1062. Maraming salamat. Happy Sunday sa inyong lahat.